Sometimes we find ourselves at a crossroads in life where it seems that our paths branch off and we have a choice. Do we go to the right or do we travel to the left? And all too often we find confusion seems to overwhelm us, doubt paralyzes us, and we go to prayer but we don't spend enough time there. We get on our knees but we see the distractions of life carry us away from that prevailing prayer all too quickly. And before you know it, we're carrying on with our lives and we're making the decisions in the best way that we know how. We seek the face of God, but are we really spending time there until we get the answers that we seek? Are we saying, God, let thine will be done? Or are we saying, Lord, bless me as I do this? Many times we're not seeking the will of God. We're not asking God to give us direction and understanding. We're asking God to bless us on the path that we've already chosen in our own understanding. And this simply cannot be. So many times in life, you're going to get carried astray. You're going to get torn by your own lusts. You're going to see the passions of life carry you into many endeavors that God never intended for your life. So many times we see the crossroads lead us a different direction. We find the blessings missing. We find the understanding lacking. We find ourselves confused, overwhelmed, discouraged, and falling into sin. We say, God, where were you? Why did you forsake me? Why did you leave me? You've promised that you're the friend that sticks closer than a brother and that you're always going to be there for me, but why aren't you there for me today? And the truth is, my friend, you got off the path of righteousness and went into sin, and you started walking in your own understanding, and before you know it, God wasn't there because you left him. Because God never told you to go that way. The passions of this life will try to pull you in and suck you in to the darkness. But there is no light in darkness. We are the light in darkness. And his love and his mercy and his grace shines in us. We're a vessel, an instrument of his glory. And when his light shines within us and the oil of the Holy Spirit is full in our lamps, the power of God is shown to all around us, and he leads us with the power of his Spirit. But if your lamp is empty and your light is not shining, you can't see which direction you're traveling. And so we take guesses. We start trying to figure it out ourselves. We start building on the work that God has built, when God is only wanting you to quietly wait for him, to persevere in the difficulty, to get through the trials and the tribulations so that he can once again light your path. Don't get me wrong, he always is there leading us and guiding us, but sometimes we need to be still and patiently wait at the crossroads for God to give us clarity and understanding. And many times we get so anxious, impatient, that we choose a path on our own. So I want to ask you today, my friends, the path that you're on right now, did God choose that for you? Or is this something that you chose for yourself? Does your life look like obedience to his word? Do you see the fruit being manifested? Do you see the fulfillment of your destiny being laid out before you? Does the world see the testimony of faith? Or do they see a life that is confused, overwhelmed, and discouraged? God has a plan for your life. You have to trust in him. It's hard to wait. It's hard to be patient. Everything in our flesh screams to walk, to move. But God is saying, be still and know that I am God. Pray until you get an answer. Don't move a step until he speaks and says, go. And when he does, you run. You run with reckless abandon. You run passionately towards the mark that Christ has set for you. And your life will be a testimony of his glory. But don't move a step until he gives you that clear indicator that it's his will. I don't want you getting off into the weeds. I don't want you getting outside of the will of God. I want you to have the fulfillment of God's destiny upon your life. You can find that. You can live that. You can see it manifested in front of you. Wait patiently on the Lord. He will do it for you. God bless you. Share this video.